Hello Philippines! Hello Tagum City! Welcome to another episode full of learning and fun only here at Salida TeleRadyo of La Filipina National High School. I am your teacher host, Teacher Giselle G. Wong. Hello sa atong mga suking tigpaminaw sa number 1 station diri sa atong dakbayan, ang 98.3 Gold FM, ang radyo astig ng Tagum City. Kuyawan no? Hello po sa atong mga viewers sa atong school's official Facebook page. And now, I encourage all of you to sit back and be ready with your paper and pen, for we are about to start another scientific journey together with our teacher broadcaster, Teacher Kurt S. Maningo, as he discusses about how to determine the number of subatomic particles in an atom. I will now turn you over to Teacher Kurt.
Hello, my dear students. How are you? Are you excited for another adventure in learning science? Join me, your teacher Kurt, as we discuss another lesson in Science 8, all about atoms. What's in a number? Our lesson objectives for today's sessions are: number 1, locate the atomic number in a periodic table. Number 2, identify the subatomic particles associated with the mass number. And number 3, determine the number of protons, electrons, neutrons in a particular atom. Now, let us check your previous knowledge about atoms by answering the following questions. Please open now your self-learning module in Quarter 3, Module 3, page 6 to 13, and also your periodic table. The instruction: write true if the statement is correct and false if the statement is not correct. So, students, kindly get now your pen and paper so you can write your answer. I will read the statement twice and you will be given 5 seconds to answer. And after 5 seconds, I will reveal the correct answer. Students, are you ready? Good. Again, write true if the statement is correct and false if the statement is not correct. Make sure you answer each question honestly. Let's go to number 1. Atom is composed of protons, electrons, and neutrons. Again, atom is composed of protons, electrons, and neutrons. Your time starts now. The answer is true. Let's go to number 2. The nucleus of an atom is composed of proton and neutron. Again, the nucleus of an atom is composed of proton and neutron. True or false? Your time starts now. The correct answer is true. Let's go to number 3. Electrons are positively charged subatomic particles. Again, electrons are positively charged subatomic particles. Your time starts now. The correct answer is false. Let's go to number 4. Protons are negatively charged subatomic particles. Again, protons are negatively charged subatomic particles. Your time starts now. The correct answer is false. Number 5. Electrons are located outside the nucleus of an atom. Again, electrons are located outside the nucleus of an atom. Your time starts now. The correct answer is true. Did you answer all the items correctly? Wow! Your background knowledge about atoms is quite impressive. But if you get a lower score, don't worry. This session will help you improve your learnings about atoms. Atoms are composed of three types of particles, namely protons, electrons, and neutrons. These components of the atom are collectively referred to as subatomic particles. You can refer to your self-learning module on page 5 in the structure of an atom. Electrons are located outside the atoms, while protons and neutrons are located in the nucleus. Atoms contain particles with positive and negative charges. The protons carry the positive charges, while the electrons carry the negative charges. The other subatomic particles in atoms is the neutron, which does not carry any charges or neutral. Among these subatomic particles, it is the number of protons that identify the atoms of an element. All atoms of an element contain the same number of protons in their nuclei. This number is the element's atomic number. Students, in this next activity, let us acquaint ourselves more about atomic number, atomic mass, protons, electrons, and neutrons. This activity is entitled Count Me In. The instruction: choose the letter of your correct answer. You will be given 5 seconds to answer each question. You can refer also to your periodic table of elements. Number 1. It is the element with an atomic number of 17. Again, what is the element with an atomic number of 17? A. Cobalt. B. Silver. C. Chlorine. Again, A. Cobalt. B. Silver. C. Chlorine. The answer is letter C. Let's go to number 2. How many protons are there in mercury? Again, how many protons are there in mercury? A. 70. B. 80. C. 90. Again, how many protons are there in mercury? A. 70. B. 80. C. 90. Your time starts now. The correct answer is letter B. Let's go to number 3. How many electrons are there in sodium? A. 11. B. 31. C. 21. Again, how many electrons are there in sodium? A. 11. B. 31. C. 21. Your time starts now. The correct answer is letter A. Number 4. What is the atomic mass of calcium? A. 40, B. 20, C. 50. Again, what is the atomic mass of calcium? A. 40, B. 20, C. 50. Your time starts now. The correct answer is letter A. Number 5. What is the name of the element with an atomic mass of 20? A. Nitrogen, B. Nickel, C. Neon. Again, what is the name of the element with an atomic mass of 20? A. Nitrogen, B. Nickel, C. Neon. Your time starts now. The correct answer is letter C. Neon. Did you answer all the items correctly? That's nice! Atomic mass or mass number is the sum of the number of protons and the number of neutrons in an atom. Atomic mass is the mass of an atom in a particular element. To determine the number of neutrons, we have to subtract the atomic mass of an atom and the atomic number. To simplify, neutron is equivalent to the atomic mass minus the atomic number. Now, do you know how to use or read your periodic table? Reading the periodic table. Atomic symbol is found in the middle or center part. The atomic mass is found in the upper right. Atomic number is found in the upper left. Take a look at element carbon, for example. The atomic symbol letter C is found in the middle or center part, and it is written in capital letter. The atomic mass, which is 12, is found in the upper part. The atomic number is found in the upper left, which is number 6. And the name of the element is found lower or below the element symbol. In reading the periodic table in shorthand notation, example, the element helium. The atomic symbol is found in the center or middle part, while the atomic mass is found below the element symbol, and the atomic mass is 4, while the atomic number is found in the upper part of the element symbol, which is 2. Let's try. Here we have element iron with a symbol of Fe. The mass number is 56 and the atomic number is 26. Then the number of neutron is 30. Let's practice, my dear students. Our next activity is fill me in. Complete the table below and determine the number of protons, electrons, and neutrons in a particular element or atom. I will give you 30 seconds to answer. Make a table or box with 4 columns. The first column is for the element. The second column is for the number of protons. The third column is the number of electrons. In the fourth column is the number of neutrons. Again, Make a box or table with 4 columns. The first column is for the element. The second column is for the number of protons. The third column is for the number of electrons. And the fourth column is for the number of neutrons. The first element is calcium, which have the first element is calcium with 20 protons, blank the number of electrons, and 20 neutrons. Again, the first element is calcium with 20 protons, blank the number of electrons, and 20 neutrons. The second element is oxygen, blank the number of protons, 8 number of electrons, and blank the number of neutrons. Again, the second element is oxygen, blank the number of protons, 8 number of electrons, and blank number of neutrons. Number 3. The element is sulfur with 16 protons, blank the number of electrons, and 16 neutrons. Again, number 3, sulfur. 16 protons, blank the number of electrons, and 16 neutrons. Your time starts now. Let's reveal now the answer. The first element is calcium with 20 protons and 20 electrons and 20 neutrons. Again, calcium with 20 protons, 20 electrons, and 20 neutrons. Number 2, oxygen with 8 protons, 8 electrons, and 8 neutrons. Again, oxygen has 8 protons, 8 electrons, and 8 neutrons. And number 3, sulfur has 16 protons, 16 electrons, and 16 neutrons. Again, sulfur has 16 protons, 16 electrons, and 16 neutrons. Well done, students! To sum it up, atomic number of an atom is equivalent to the number of protons, is also equivalent to the number of electrons. Again, atomic number of an atom is equal to the number of protons and equal to the number of electrons. Atomic mass is equal to the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. Again, the atomic mass is equivalent to the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. And the number of neutrons is equivalent to the atomic mass minus atomic number. Again, the number of neutrons is equivalent to the atomic mass minus atomic number. Now that you have learned how to locate the atomic number of an atom and determine the number of protons, electrons, and neutrons in an atom, I bet you are now ready for our post-test. Shall we? Instruction. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Write your answer in a piece of paper. You will be given 10 seconds to answer each question. And after 10 seconds, I will reveal the correct answer. Are you ready? Let's start. Number 1. Compute the number of protons in an element nitrogen having an atomic mass of 14 and 7 electrons. Again, compute the number of protons in an element nitrogen having an atomic mass of 14 and electrons of 7. A. 7. B. 21. C. 14. Again, A. 7. B. 21. And C. 14. Your time starts now. The correct answer is letter A. Number 2. Which of the following statement is true? A. In magnesium, the number of protons is equal to the number of neutrons. B. In potassium, the number of protons is equal to the number of electrons. And C. In calcium, the atomic mass is equal to the number of protons. Again, which of the following statement is true? In magnesium, the number of protons is equal to the number of neutrons. B. Potassium. B. In potassium, the number of protons is equal to the number of electrons. C. In calcium, the atomic mass is equal to the number of protons. Your time starts now. The correct answer is letter B. Number 3. How many neutrons are there in an element helium if the number of protons is 2 and the atomic mass is 4? A. 2. B. 4. C. 6. Again, how many neutrons are there in an element helium if the number of protons is 2 and the atomic mass is 4? Letter A. 2. B. 4. C. 6. Your time starts now. The correct answer is letter A. Number 4. Which of the following is correctly matched? A. Magnesium, 12 protons, 12 electrons, and 24 neutrons. B. Silicon, 14 protons, 14 electrons, and 14 neutrons. C. Aluminum, 13 protons, 10 electrons, 14 neutrons. Again, which of the following is correctly matched? A. Magnesium, 12 protons, 12 electrons, and 24 neutrons. Silicon, 14 protons, 14 electrons, and 14 neutrons. And letter C, aluminum, 13 protons, 10 electrons, and 14 neutrons. Your time starts now. The correct answer is letter B. Let's go to number 5. Compute the atomic mass of a number of element neon if the number of protons is 10 and neutron is 10. Again, compute the atomic mass number of element neon if the number of protons is 10 and neutron is 10. Letter A, 10. B, 100. C, 20. Again, compute the atomic mass number of element neon if the number of proton is 10 and neutron is 10. A, 10. B, 100. C, 20. Your time starts now. The correct answer is letter C. Good job, students! I hope that you were able to answer the test correctly. For your assignment, give the different contributions of the different scientists in the development of the periodic table. Number 1, Lothar Meyer. Number 2, Dmitri Mendeleev. Number 3, Henry Moseley. And number 4, John Newlands. That's all for today, and thank you for staying with me, and please make sure to be with us in the next episode, only here on School on Air. This is Teacher Kurt, your teacher broadcaster, now signing off.
Thank you so much, Teacher Kurt, for that meaningful scientific discussion. And thank you also to all our viewers and listeners for tuning in. Hope you learned something new today. Again, this is your teacher host, Teacher Giselle G. Wong, saying, the atom has taught us that little things do count most. Keep safe, everyone!